Hello there! Happy Orthodox Christmas! Orthodox are Christians from Greece, but they're not just from Greece. A lot of Americans think of Orthodox Christians as people who are coming from Greece. But yes, most Greek people, if not all, are Orthodox Christians. But there are also Orthodox Christians in other parts of the world. For example, Egypt has Coptic Christians, over 12 million, and they're a form of Orthodox Christianity, Coptic Christians. And so are Christians in Syria. We have Syrian Orthodox Christians, so they're Arabic people. And there are a lot of Arabic Christians who are like Orthodox Christians, like Syria, Lebanon, um, and in other parts of the Middle East. Not only that, there are Orthodox Christians in former USSR, Soviet Union, specifically Russia, is Russian Orthodox Christianity. So right now in Russia, people are celebrating Russian Christmas. Um, yeah, not only that, Ukraine. I had a girlfriend who was Russian, half Russian, half Ukrainian. Ukrainian Orthodox. Ukraine is basically Orthodox, right? And they are Ukrainian Orthodox. They celebrate Orthodox Christmas. So there are, close to a billion Orthodox Christians around the world. you know, and they're celebrating Christmas today. It's Orthodox Christmas today. And not only that, some famous people like George Stephanopoulos, he's Greek. I think he probably celebrates American Christmas because he's American, but he has his roots in Greece, right? Stephanopoulos, for example, it's a long name, cool name. So, his family, relatives, extended family, they're probably celebrating Christmas today. January 7th, 2021 is Orthodox Christianity's Christmas. So Merry Christmas. You thought you got rid of Christmas, right? I still have all my Christmas ornaments, Christmas tree lights blinking. I'm probably going to keep Christmas tree up all winter because it's depressing in America with like 4,000 people dying every day. And that's going to be like winter. And I'm predicting that 10,000 Americans will die every day in January sometime. And I think I'll be, right, correct. Unfortunately, I wish I were wrong, but I don't think I am. After all, I'm the Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century. I'm more right than Dr. Fauci, so I don't think I'll be wrong. Dr. Fauci, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure Dr. Fauci is watching this show because I'm almost always right. It's one of the curses of being a Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century. Like every 500 years, one person like me comes around. you know, Last time was Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what can I say? I'm almost always right. Man, I like that, but I hate that because my predictions will come true. My predictions are coming true about COVID-19 and COVID-19 death. Even in the realm of politics, my predictions come true. I said if Mitch McConnell does not pass 2,000 stimulus checks, Georgian Republican senators will lose. Most likely they will lose. Hey, was I right or was I right? I'm the Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century. If I say you need to give $2,000 stimulus checks to win Georgia's Republican Senate races, then you need to give $2,000 stimulus checks. You don't listen to the Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century. Obviously, I've been a lifelong Republican. I wanted Loeffner and Perdue to win. And I give you good advice as Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century, but ye have ears, but ye do not hear. You have eyes, but you do not see, as Jesus said, Jesus. And I think it's like this, you have blind people who can see, who are blind, walking around in the Republican Party. Like Mitch McConnell, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio. They're so out of touch with Americans. They don't know what the heck is going on. You know, they probably thought they were going to win Georgia Republican Senate race, even though they don't give Americans $2,000 stimulus checks. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. It's not ho ho ho, I'm going to cut your $2,000 stimulus checks by $1,400 Christmas. You know what I'm saying? For God's sake, who likes their money cut in half or more than half? How would you like it, Mitch McConnell, if people cut your paycheck by half? For God's sake, you steal people's money. Steal is maybe a strong word, although there are millions of Americans right now who are saying, you stole my money. I'm owed $2,000. You only gave me $600. You stole my money. There are people saying that about Mitch McConnell. There's people saying that about Nancy Pelosi, because what they see in their bank account, in checking account, is $600, not $2,000. So they're calling Nancy Pelosi a crook. They're calling Mitch McConnell a crook. They're probably the most hated people right now on Orthodox Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas. You take people's money, they're going to be pissed. You know what I'm saying? And what Georgia's Republican Senate race showed is, number one, Heerak Christian Kim is always right. What can I say? What can I say? You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, I'm laughing, but I'm crying inside because obviously I wanted Loeffner to win and Purdue to win. But I'm crying inside because idiots like Cruz, idiots like Rubio, idiots like McConnell, idiots like Johnson, the Republican senators, did not listen to Heerak Christian Kim, the Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century, who was going to hand deliver them a Christmas gift. All you had to do is pass $2,000 in the Senate. That's all you had to do, and you would have a landslide victory of Loeffner. You'd have had a landslide victory of Purdue. All you have to do is listen to Heerak, introduce the $2,000 stimulus check legislation, get it passed. How stupid do you have to be to take people's money? I'm like, you're so out of touch. It's like Hooverville, Ted Cruzville, Marco Rubioville, Mitch McConnellville. These are Hoovervilles. You're so out of touch with American people, you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what they want. This is where Heerak Christian Kim comes in, and I am the hero of American working class. And you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you're a Republican. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat. I speak your language. I speak your language. I don't need no translator here to translate. Like Mitch McConnell, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio obviously needs a translator to translate American middle class lingo, sentiment to language they can understand. You know what I'm saying? I mean, talk about idiots. It's like, it's in your hand. The victory in Georgia is in your hand, and you threw it away. What idiots? You know what I'm saying? I mean, geez, Mitch McConnell is the greatest idiot alive. It doesn't matter what other people told you. You have to take responsibility for your idiocy. Who cares what other people said? You're the leader, and you're losing it because why? Because you did not have the guts to push through a $2,000 stimulus check. No guts, no glory, buddy. No guts, no glory. You listen to people, you lose out. People who make history are not people who become timid in pushing through a policy that helps people because of politics. These people don't make history. people who make history are they're like, screw it, screw you. I'm gonna push through $2,000. Ted Cruz, if you don't like it, you could just have another eggnog. For God's sake. I mean, what does leader mean? Did Jesus back down? I mean, you read the Gospels, do you see Jesus back down? Because people are saying blah, 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 blah. No, Jesus doesn't back down because Jesus is a leader. I mean, you know what they say? Some are born great, some become great. Some have greatness thrust upon them. So it's like Warnock had no chance of winning if Mitch McConnell passed the $2,000 stimulus checks. He had zero chance of winning. But he had greatness thrust upon them because of the stupidity of people like Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Mitch McConnell. So Reverend Warnock, lucked out. Sometimes people are stupid, and because of the stupidity of establishment people, people like Reverend Warnock lucked out. He has zero chance of winning that race if Mitch McConnell pushed through the 2,000 check and everybody got $2,000 stimulus check. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, everybody would have voted Republican, even Democrats. Because they're like, if Mitch McConnell can get me $2,000 check, I want Republicans in power. You know what I'm saying? And I remember watching news on Monday, Tuesday. You know what Joe Biden was saying? Oh, you vote for those Republicans, Loeffner and Perdue, you're not going to get your $2,000 check. That was like Biden's line, How stupid do you have to be to lose the bird in your hand? You know what I mean? And I'm like leader of the Virginia 21st century, giving you expert advice. As you know, I was the president of the Georgetown Collaborative Diplomacy Initiative. And I was the first non-School of Foreign Service graduate student at Georgetown University to become president of the #1 diplomacy group at the School of Foreign Service, Walsh School of Foreign Services, that produces diplomats around the world. And I became president because I understand politics, #1. You think you can become president of #1 diplomacy group in the School of Foreign Service? It's like #1 school for diplomacy in the world. You think you become the president of the #1 diplomacy group? I mean, #1 school in diplomacy to become president of the #1 diplomacy group. You think that's easy? And I'm a nursing student, right? I was 2 years nursing student from 2018 to 2020. For me to become president, you know how hard that is? I understand politics. I understand diplomacy. So by definition, I'm an expert because I became president, right? Of Georgetown Collaborative Diplomacy Initiative. And just Google my name, Heerak Christian Kim. Look at all the things I had to wade through at Georgetown. You know what I'm saying? I mean, geez, I have proven record in politics and diplomacy. You know what I'm saying? When I was at Cambridge, I was the president of Cambridge University Korean Society. You think that's easy to do? Me being a Korean American, and at Columbia University, Cambridge University, there were Koreans who were citizens, like majority of them were citizens of Korea, like 90%. Like I was like one of the few Korean Americans, they wanted me to be the president. You think that's easy? And you know what kind of people were in the Korean Society, Cambridge University Korean Society? They were editor-in-chief of the biggest Korean newspaper in Korea. I mean, like literates, left and right, people who are in top positions in the Korean State Department, people who are like top economists in the whole country of Korea. I mean, how did I become president? You know what I'm saying? I mean, geez. And, I became the academic officer of Cambridge University Student Union. Yeah. 20,000 student representative body Cambridge University Student Union, all these British people voted for me to be Cambridge University Student Union Academic Officer. I campaigned campus-wide. You think it's easy to be an American, Korean American, going to England at Cambridge University, becoming an academic officer of the student government? You know, and they're all undergraduates. I'm like the only non-undergraduate, you know? I mean, for these 18 to 22-year-olds to vote for me because they think I'm cool enough. Hey, I am cool enough. What can I say? But I mean, I'm like, I transcend generation, for God's sake. I transcend generation wherever I go. You know, I mean, hey, geez, if Mitch McConnell cannot take an advice from the Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century, who transcend generations, how stupid do you have to be? You know, I mean, I was hoping that I would be wrong, but am I wrong? No, I'm rarely wrong. I'm the Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century. I'm almost never wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost never wrong. And it's a blessing and a curse because I know the outcome. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing because I know what's going to happen. Because my predictions are like 95% true. But it's a curse because I know exactly what's going to happen. You know, I see it. You know, and some people call me a clairvoyant. Some people worship me as a god in India. Yeah, I'm like worshipped as a god in parts of India. You know, because Hinduism is a pantheistic religion, and humans can become like gods. You know, I don't know what to say. You know, I mean, I knew this would happen, and it happened. I mean, it's a Republican state. For Republicans to vote against all, you know, like incumbent like Purdue, they must have been very, very pissed. But yeah, you'd be pissed if you take $1,000 away from somebody. Oh yeah, you piss them off. It's common sense, really. Well, you think they're going to vote for you because you say, oh, financial responsibility, fiscal responsibility, blah, blah, blah. Do you think people care? You take $1,000 away from them. Do you think they care about fiscal responsibility? Screw you. That's what they're saying in Georgia. Screw you, Mitch McConnell. I'm going to show you. I'm going to screw you over. You know? I mean, you're inviting hatred of American people. This is what happened during President Hoover. Because President Hoover's like, oh, fiscal responsibility, fiscal responsibility. Yeah, Ted Cruz is like, fiscal responsibility. I mean, Ted Cruz will never be president of the United States of America because he's not listening to the Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century who can make him president. They call me the kingmaker because everything I touch turns into gold. Well, for some other people, I make people into kings. That's what kingmaker means. I don't really care about money that much. You know, though, you know, I guess if I had $1 trillion, you know, I'll use it for good. I'll probably start hospitals all over the country, all over the world, in like areas where there aren't, you know. But I don't really care about money that much, you know. Maybe I should care a little bit more. I'm hoping I'll marry somebody who loves money. Because I mean, you know, someone has to love money in the family, you know, once we have like kids and stuff, you know. I don't love money, so it's a problem because if I love money, you know, I probably use all my brain power to make money, you know. Yeah, so you know, if I marry a woman who loves money, you know, uh, you know, but yeah, I just money doesn't excite me that much, you know. I don't know. Some people get really excited about money, but I'm like, eh. Yeah, but you know, but I understand humanity. You know, I understand humanity. I understand what makes you tick. Um, you know, I mean, part of it is because I've been trained as a historian, professional historian at UCLA, and I'm a darn good historian, so I understand causality, cause and effect. What causes will result in what effects. I've seen it in history, and I'm an expert historian. Google my name, Heerak Christian Kim, and read my books. And so you understand, um, why things happen the way they happen, in history. And, history repeats itself. Nothing is new under the sun. Like the Holy Bible says, the book of Ecclesiastes, nothing is new under the sun. Or what I say, borrowing American use, same old, same old. You know what I'm saying? Everything is same. There's nothing that's different under the sun. People keep doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, President Trump must be an idiot too. Because geez, he should have won Georgia like easily if he pushed through a stimulus check before November election. He would have won Georgia without it. He probably would have won by landslide. But people are pissed that President Trump did not get them a stimulus check. He signed like executive order for like unemployment, executive order for like PPE, or PPP, whatever, the business loan. But he didn't sign an executive check for stimulus checks. And people got pissed and they voted against him. A lot of Republicans. See, the problem with President Trump is Ivanka Trump. Ivanka Trump is like President Trump's bad luck. You know what I'm saying? It's like his Achilles heel. I'm like, you gotta get rid of Ivanka Trump if you're gonna have luck. Because Ivanka Trump is just bad luck for President Trump. But Ivanka Trump is daddy's little girl, and how daddies are, they're like weak when it comes to their little princess. And that's President Trump. He's weak when it comes to Ivanka Trump. It's his Achilles heel. It's what destroys him. I've warned him, for months. Ivanka Trump is your Achilles heel, but he doesn't listen. Ye have eyes, but you do not see. Ye have ears, but you do not hear. You know what I'm saying? It was your election to lose. You know what I mean? There's no reason why President Trump should not have won every state by a landslide, if he listened to Heerak Christian Kim instead of his little princess. Yeah. But daddy's a little girl. Daddy's got to watch out, A lot of daddies have come to ruin because of daddy's little girls. You got to understand what your weaknesses are. If you don't know yourself, what can you do, Know thyself, It's a lot of great men have tragic ending because they don't know themselves, Yeah, and President Trump may be one of these cases. What Georgia election showed us is President Trump has no political pull in America. Like, President Trump actually needed to win Georgia for all kinds of stuff. Now, nobody's going to want President Trump to endorse them in the election 2022. Because look, President Trump flies out to Georgia, endorses Loeffler and Perdue, and they lose. In a Republican state, it's not even a Democratic state. Who would want President Trump to come out and endorse them? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's not that simple. It's because of the stimulus checks. But, people are going to say like, hey, President Trump is just bad luck. Don't endorse me. You know what I'm saying? President Trump really needed Georgia's victory. Ted Cruz needed Georgia victory too because he flew out. Ted Cruz has no future in American politics. He has no more power. He's lost all his mojo. If Ted Cruz flies out to Georgia and cannot get the Republicans to vote for Loeffler and Perdue in a Republican state, Ted Cruz has no chance of becoming a president in America. That's like his future as president is gone forever. Obviously, there are a lot of great Republicans who can become president in 2004. But yeah, Ted Cruz isn't one of them. It's sad because I like Ted Cruz. I like the guy. I think he's presidential material, but he should have listened to me and supported the stimulus check. It's his fatal flaw. People throughout history make fatal flaws, and that destroys their life. Just Google my name. Look at all the things that I had to go through. Yeah, but I'm the Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century, you know? I like, I'm a Calvinist. I like war, you know? You know what I'm saying? Just Google my name, you know? I'm like, hey, I take it in stride, you know? I mean, if you want to wage war against me, you know, I'm happy to respond in kind. Please attack me. I'm the Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century. You know, you attack me, you'll be destroyed. You know how many Ivy League presidents' lives I've destroyed? You know, if I tell you how many great people I've destroyed in my life, you'll be shocked. Yeah, literally. I've destroyed Ivy League presidents. I permanently destroyed their careers. You know, I mean, they shouldn't wage war. I mean, you know, they didn't, you know, me or my family or my friends, you know. I mean, you wage war against me and I'll destroy you. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, I invite everybody to like start waging war. You know, just because I enjoy war because I'm a Calvinist. But the thing about Calvinists is we don't like to start wars because we believe in the just war theory, and it's Augustinian. So it's not just Calvinism like Presbyterians, Christian Reformed Church, but it's also, you know, Catholic Church. You have the Augustinian monks, like Calvin was an Augustinian monk, Luther was an Augustinian monk. You see, like reformers are Augustinian monks because they like war. You know, it's in the DNA of Augustinianism. They like wars. And so John Calvin and Luther both are Augustinian monks. Augustinians, in the whole Augustinianism, St. Augustine came up with the just war theory. Uh, you know, Augustinians in Catholicism like wars too. Uh, you know, uh, you know, Augustinians in Orthodox Church, and we celebrate Orthodox Christian, they like wars too. It's just we don't believe that we should start wars unnecessarily or unjustly, right? But if you start a war against us, by definition, it becomes a just war, because all defensive wars are just wars by definition. Because if you attack, then by biblical law, we have to respond. Self-defense is a Christian virtue. It's a value. Um, well, you know, you say, oh, turn the other cheek. That's for individual offense, not for things that have corporate consequence, you know? And also it just says, turn your other cheek once. I mean, you know, so turn your other cheek once and then you just give them, you know, exponential response, or what George W. Bush called Operation Infinite Justice. You know, Operation Infinite Justice, you know, I love that, you know. I like George W., you know, especially his Operation Infinite Justice. You know, that's the kind of thing that Calvinists just love. I hope more people start waging wars, you know, because, you know, it's, people, you know, people like wars. You know, Calvinists, you know, true Calvinists, they like war. You know, they don't like peace. True Calvinists love wars, but, you know, they have peace because, you know, you cannot fight a war unjustly. You know, that's like fundamental to Calvinism. But if you start a war, you know, like Rambo, I don't know if you've seen Rambo movies, great movies, you know, with Sylvester Stallone. And Rambo 1, he says, you drew first blood. You drew first blood. You know how, you know, Sylvester Stallone does that? You drew first blood. You know, you know, please draw first blood, please, please. We love war. Obviously, we'll destroy you completely, but that's Calvinism. Oh, yeah, it's Operation Infinite Justice, you know. Why do you think reformers waged war for 500 years in Europe? Because they were Augustinians. Yeah, they don't quit. Calvinists are like that, true Calvinists. You know, not one of these like watered down Calvinists that are influenced by Arminians. You know, Arminianism is like, they're always seeking peace, you know? For Armenians, they're always wanting peace. Calvinists, true Calvinists like me, our ideal is war. righteous war. That is our ideal. But if you don't attack us, we'll have peace. But you've attacked us, we have Operation Infinite Justice. You start the war, but you don't end the war. Oh, I love the reformers. I'm a Protestant. My heroes, I like John Calvin and Martin Luther. You know that Martin Luther slaughtered Anabaptist Christians in Germany? Like he slaughtered them all, like complete villages. He killed everyone. Because it was a just war. The Anabaptists, they're like, they don't want to fight a war. The Anabaptists are like Amish people, Mennonites. So, you study Luther. Luther killed, slaughtered the Mennonite towns, And so these they weren't Mennonites, but they're like Anabaptists. They're that group, Mennonites, Amish, they're what we call Anabaptists. So Luther is slaughtering these Mennonite Christians, not Mennonites, Anabaptist Christians. And they're like, we want peace. And Luther's like, hey, it's not up to you to decide. This is a war. All is fair in love and war. I don't know, maybe Luther started that phrase, but yeah, he slaughtered Christian villages that are Anabaptists, because he's like, this is a just war for the glory of God. And it goes back to his his Augustinian roots in Catholicism. Like if he were like Benedictine monk, he would not have started war. Benedictines were about, you find God through hard work and labor, so work redeems you, that kind of thing. Meditation and work. So you're not going to have Benedictine monks starting wars because they're not interested in just war. They're interested in individual sanctification, how I can become holier before God through hard work and meditation and prayer. That's like Benedictines. But Augustinians are different. They believe in the importance of holiness, but they also believe in the importance of just war. You have to read St. Augustine's writings, like City of God, to understand, and it may be because, St. Augustine was a womanizer. He got a unmarried woman pregnant because he had a lot of bastard children, just going around betting every woman that he could. He was a rich boy. And it was playing the field, just getting all of the women pregnant and not feeling any remorse. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That was St. Augustine, a player. Yeah. And he found God because his mother, Monica, Monica prayed for her son for years in tears. She's like, please, Lord, give him a heart of repentance. Eventually, those years of tears that the mother shed for her son, her playboy son, was answered by God. And St. Augustine was converted. And you can read it in his Confessions. He talks about it. And then he became the greatest theologian in the history of humankind. And he's black. He's African, North African. He's black guy. So the greatest theologian in the history of humankind was black. St. Augustine. From Africa. He was African. And he has revolutionized theology. Even people who hate Calvin and Augustine, they're influenced by him. That's how important he is. Maybe because he was a womanizer and he did everything like a player would do most of his life, his teenage years, young adult years, just betting every woman he could. Maybe that's why, he understands the concept of strategy, because if you're going to bet a woman, it's not always easy, even if you're rich, So So maybe, it's a type of, I mean, how are you going to get into a girl's pants when she doesn't want to be bedded, right? And that's the kind of thing, right? Like players trying to do. How do you get the girl who don't want to have sex with you to have sex with you, right? That's like the players like life mission. You know what I'm saying? And that's how St. Augustine was. So it requires a lot of strategy, and it's not easy because some women are like, you know, chastity belt, you know, uh, there are a lot of women who are sophisticated, who could outsmart men. So, a lot of the players, they have to strategize. So maybe that played a role. I'm just trying to understand how St. Augustine came up with the kind of concepts that he did, right? Because you are a product of your experience, you're a product of your background, right? Right, that comes into play. Yeah, so so St. Augustine, so like Martin Luther was an Augustinian monk, so he didn't feel remorse when he killed everybody who was Christian, Anabaptist Christian, because he considered them heretics. So it's funny because the Catholic Church was going to kill Luther because he's a heretic, and then Luther turned around and slaughtered everybody who's heretic. I mean, Catholic Church would have never done that. Because Augustinian faction in the Catholic Church is not the most dominant. If they were, they may do that, but yeah. But Luther is not like, he's not like nice like the Catholic Church. You have Inquisition for like one person. You know what I mean? You just torture one person, getting him to recant. It's like Catholic Church is really nice, I would say. I know, Catholic Church gets bad rap because they're burning, witches and whatever, doing Inquisition. But Catholic Church is probably the nicest church I know, because that's not how Calvinists would do it. Calvinists is like slaughter whole villages. They have no remorse. How do we know? Because United States of America is a Calvinist country, because Puritans came over on a Mayflower, and they're persecuted by the Anglicans because they're a small number. It's like 300. The movie. If you're a small number, it doesn't matter how good you are, you get slaughtered. So they ran away to Netherlands, and then they came to America. And what did they do? They believed in what? Manifest destiny. This is like Calvinist, right? I don't know if you studied U.S. history, but you should have. If this is America, you should know American history. The concept of manifest destiny is God has given us a destiny as Americans to conquer all of the new world. And understood, a corollary to that is kill whoever we have to conquer the whole new world. So that's manifest destiny. People don't like to talk about that part, but I'm a historian, I know what they said. And it is implicitly built into the system. Manifest destiny means we have divine right. God gave us the right to kill whoever we have to make this whole continent American. Why do you think we have sea to shining sea from the East Coast to West Coast is one country? Because of manifest destiny. They just slaughtered everybody. They killed like 100 different Indian tribes. Yeah, they didn't feel sorry for that because they felt like that was God's mission. God gave them a mission to conquer all of America, and that was called manifest destiny. And they said it's a divine mandate. It was divine commandment to occupy all of America. And so killing Indians who got in the way was a righteous slaughter, righteous kill. I don't know if you've heard the term righteous kill, but it may come from the time of manifest destiny. There's no one who thought killing Indians was wrong or sin. Like you're not going to find the Calvinists who slaughtered like Indian villages repenting and saying it was sin. They don't believe that it was sin because it was manifest destiny. God gave them the order to conquer all of America, right? It's manifest destiny. It's a theological term, right? Destiny and manifest. So this was part of America's founding philosophy, that United States of America has the right to kill whoever we have to kill in order to make this nation United States of America. Now, you may think that American citizens do not believe this now. I assure you, 330 million Americans, majority of them believe this, even if they don't think they believe it. Yeah, it's part of our nation's DNA. You cannot undo our nation's past. Yeah, you'd be surprised what Americans are capable of doing. I mean, maybe you'll find out in 2021. As I said, built into the Calvinist system, and America is a Calvinist country, probably the most Calvinist country in the world, is this idea you have to have a war that's just. That's why, George W. Bush had this idea of Operation Infinite Justice. You bomb our, 9/11, Twin Towers, we have the right to do it. Infinite justice, whatever we need to do. And it's not sin. Because, he's American. That's how Americans think. Japanese people bomb little ship in Pearl Harbor. We have the right to drop the atom bomb and kill target civilians and kill the whole city, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Do you think Americans feel sorry about that right now? I guarantee you, over the 80% of Americans have no remorse about atom bombs that were dropped in Hiroshima, Nagasaki. It doesn't matter if they're Democrat. It doesn't matter if they're Republican. It doesn't matter if they're a member of the United Auto Workers or AFL-CIO. I assure you, they don't feel any remorse. No. They'll tell you they may not tell you, but they will feel it was the right thing to do. Those Japanese people bombed our Pearl Harbor. We have the right to drop atom bombs. This is how Americans think. I don't believe the liberal media. Liberal media doesn't understand Americans. Liberal progressive mumbo jumbo. They don't know what they're saying. They live in their little brain. They're like, how many angels can dance on a pin? That's like liberal progressives. They don't understand the real world. You have to understand people are products of their experiences. So if a girl is raped, she may not trust guys as much because of her experience of being raped, right? It's not her fault, but she's a product of her experience. A guy who had a girl who cheated on him may not trust the girl that he dates next, even though she may be the most faithful girl in the world. Because his suspicion is born by his previous experience. Or his experience becomes the lens through which he sees the world. And so people are like that, right? We are product of our own experiences, our own identities. And sometimes we are blinded. We have blind spots, because our experiences blind us to other things. So in the case of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, when Europeans look at Americans, they're horrified that Americans don't have any remorse, right? But Americans can see it because they see through the lens of Calvinism. Whether they like Calvinism, they could bash Calvinism all they want, but they're product of it because it's part of our nation's experience. Manifest destiny did not happen just for 1 year. It was decades, right? Decades. Our whole country's expansion is premised on manifest destiny. So you cannot undo that past. And so that's why, these liberal progressive think they could just undo the past. And that's why they're naive. They're intellectually inferior, these liberal progressives, because they think all they have to do is call something ethics or human rights, and then you're going to follow them. You know what I mean? They're so naive. They're anti-history. They don't understand what history is made of. So, you know, I consider like liberal progressive or intellectually inferior. You know, if you call yourself liberal progressive, you're intellectually inferior by definition. You're thinking like a first grader. Oh, we can all get along. Can we do kumbaya, my lord? Oh, all of us can get along. You know, all of us are in this thing together. I'm a first grader. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, liberal progressives are so stupid. This is why I never joined the Democratic Party, because they live in like la la land. You know, we're in this thing together. Oh, where's the dinosaur? You know, liberal progressives are so stupid. This is why I never joined the Democratic Party. They don't know what the heck they're doing. Because they're just intellectually limited in the way they could see the world. They see like tunnel vision. Oh, we call this human rights and everybody's going to follow us. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We pass laws and everybody's going to follow us. Oh, we have the Capitol building and nobody's going to climb into it or break windows. You know, I mean, you know, a lot of people were just like laughing at all these Democrats saying, oh, arrest that man, arrest that man. Wait, aren't these the same people who said defund police? Defund police! Defund police! You know, can you imagine like 330 million Americans are laughing at all these Democrat U.S. Congress people who supported defund police? You know what I'm saying? They're laughing stock. I will show you 330 million Americans are laughing at all these Democrat politicians tweeting out, arrest that man. Who's going to arrest that man? Like a bunch of citizens? These are the same people who said defund police. I mean, do you see the irony here? They become a laughing stock in America. I kind of tease some of the Democratic politicians who are like, arrest this man. I made fun of them on Twitter. I mean, I didn't make fun of them directly, indirectly, you know. After all, when defund police people say arrest this man, I'm like, geez. I mean, are you seeing the irony too? You know what I'm saying? I don't believe the liberal media. They're so stupid. They're intellectually inferior, these liberal media people. They're like operating at the first grade intellectual level. We're in this thing together. We are first graders. Can we all sing Kumbaya, my lord? Oh, I make this true. All of you follow it. Okay. Liberal progressives are so stupid. That's why I don't believe the liberal progressives. They're just so stupid. They think they could just like make up a law and then everyone's going to follow it. You know, how stupid are they? I mean, obviously they didn't study history at any depth above like a first grade level. You know, history shows no law can confine a people. I mean, our Declaration of Independence, our U.S. Constitution says we the people. I mean, just read it. Does it show like, oh yeah, you pass a bunch of laws, everyone's going to follow? Is that what U.S. Constitution shows you? Obviously, you know, liberal progressives and liberal media think so. Yeah, you first graders, liberal progressive, you idiots who cannot think above first grade level. This is why I never joined the Democratic Party. I mean, geez, like joining the Democratic Party is like, I am stupid, you know? Yeah. Yeah, this is why I never joined the Democratic Party, you know? Yeah, because it's a stupid party, you know? It's like, oh, everybody's going to get together. Everybody's going to get along. It's like first grade party, you know? Who wants to join a party like that? I mean, geez, be an individual for God's sake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, you know, unfortunately, you know, you may not have that choice to join a party or not because you may die. You know, there are like 4,000 people dying every day right now in America. And I'm, you know, predicting that maybe 10,000 people will die in January per day. You know, every 3 days, every 2, 3 days, you have 10,000 people dying. Soon it's going to go every day, you're going to have 10,000 people dying. But you're going to regret it when you die because look, the world is filled with beauty. You know, one of the greatest creations of God was on the on the sixth day when God created man and God created Eve. My gosh, thank you, Lord, for creating Eve. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for creating Eve. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, Adam is probably like, thank you, Jesus, for creating Eve. You know, my gosh, look how beautiful these women are. I mean, geez, guys, like when you look at them, they're like ugly. You know what I'm saying? The women, look how beautiful they are. Oh my gosh. Um, it is because guys are ugly, the women go for like, they don't care about looks that much. A lot of women are like, I fell in love because he's a nice guy. Or I fell in love because like he made me feel important, blah, blah, blah. Guys don't care about that. Guy could care less if the woman makes them feel important. God drop her silly for a woman who looks like that. I assure you, like 99% of the guys out there who have girlfriends right now, they'll drop you if they could like have one of these girls for their girlfriend. Yeah, that's how guys are. Guys are superficial. They don't care about anything but looks. You know, um, I was talking to female friends of mine, and they said, "Surely you must want a girl whose personality is really nice." And what are you gonna say, like to a girl? Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. You know what I'm saying? All guys lie to girls. Yeah, yeah, of course. The personality is really, really important. You know what I'm saying? Um, but all the guys know if you had a choice between a girl with really nice personality, who's like fat, and who is like nasty, but who looks like that, what do you think the guys would choose? Jeez. I mean, do I even have to tell you the answer to this? I mean, I'm going to be totally honest with you because there are women out there who don't know men, and all men lie to men or women. It's just simpler. Guys just don't want to argue, so they lie to women. Yeah, they just don't. But but I'm going to tell you the truth in this show because there are women out there who don't understand men, and men are going to lie to you because they don't want to fight about like. But all men understand this to be an absolute truth. It's like in the DNA of all men. Given if you could date a girl like that or marry a girl like that, and she has the worst personality in the world, 99% of the guys would marry a girl like that. I would. Because think of it this way. You work 8 hours a day, every day, Monday through Friday, right? You're not even seeing your wife for 8 hours every day. Let's say she has a horrible personality. You come home, and let's say she's nasty to you. You're going to take it because she has a body like that because you want to have sex with her. And when you have sex with her with a body like that, geez, it's worthwhile, for like 99.9% of guys. They don't care about personality. If you have a body like that, who cares about the personality? You know what I'm saying? And I for one, I'm going to tell you the truth. You could have the worst personality of anybody in the world. If you have a body like that, I want to marry you. Yeah, sure. Hopefully, you can maintain that body for at least 10 years. Just give me good 10 years after that, I mean, we grit and bear it because Christians can't get divorced. Just give me good 10 years with a body like that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I could lie to you and say the most important thing is Christian faith. I mean, it is the most important thing. But I'm telling you, like from human male perspective, obviously, I will marry a Christian because there are Christians with body like that. But, a lot of Christian girls have bad personalities. You know what I'm saying? The most important thing for a girl is to have a body like that. I mean, geez, I'm just not going to lie to you. I'm not, there are so many people lying to you and saying, oh, it's okay if you're fat. Well, it's okay, you're fat. You're just not gonna get the guy you want. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then there are like women who say, oh, don't you care about women who are like anorexic and bulimic? Well, yeah, I care. I don't want you to become anorexic or bulimic, but I don't want to marry a fat woman. Do you know what I'm saying? How is that related? My personal happiness marrying a woman who looks like that. Hopefully, God send me a woman who looks like that. But why do you have to link it up to bulimia and anorexia? Don't put that on me. That's what guys think. Like every guy out there is like, well, do I have to marry a fat girl so that women don't become bulimic and anorexic? No, don't put that on me. No, I want a woman who looks like that. If there are idiotic people who want to be bulimic and anorexic, then they deserve what they get because they've chosen to become that. Everybody's responsible for their own actions. Nobody forced you to put your finger in your mouth to throw up. You did it. So you live with your consequences. You made your life. Don't put that on me. That's how most guys think. They're not going to say it because it sounds horrible. But this show is about truth. I'm going to tell you the truth about how guys think. How many guys do you think go around saying, oh, don't say you like thin girls because don't fat shame a girl because, how many women will become bulimic and anorexic because of that? Yeah, you may have some guys who have like children and grandchildren say things, lies like that. But like guys who are about to get married or, young guys in the height of their testosterone prime, they may say that to get somebody into bed, like to get into a girl's pants, but they're not going to believe what they say. I mean, geez, let's face it, men are men. That's how men are. And you want guys to lie to you. You want like to live in a lie, world of lies. How are you going to be happy living in a world of lies? You know that song, tell me lies, tell me sweet, sweet lies, tell me lies. You know that song? Some people are like that. They want you to lie to them. Guys will lie to you. Like it's like if I marry a girl like that, after 10 years, she's going to be fat. I'm stuck with her, right? I mean, if I'm my way and if I weren't Christian, I'll dump her and get another girl who looks like that. But I'm a Christian, I can't get divorced. So I know I'm stuck with her, so I have to make the best of it. So after 10 years, when she gets fat, I still have to like say nice things. I love her, I probably to lie to her, what can you do, lesser of two evils, right? You can't get divorced. So, life is complex. But, if I weren't a Christian, I would divorce a woman like that in a second, I mean, not like that in a second, but woman who gets fat. Like I marry her and then she gets fat, divorce her. Marry another girl who looks at it, divorce her, If I weren't a Christian, that's what I would do, like rest of my life. Because I know like sleeping with somebody like that, having sex with somebody like that will give me happiness. Yeah. So if I, in my way, if I weren't a Christian, that's what I would do. But I'm a Christian. And in Christianity, you're not supposed to do that, but I'm just saying, that's just how guys feel. Christianity helps women more than the men, yeah. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, so we have 3,994 people who've died from COVID in America in 24 hours. So, geez, I hope if you're a good Christian man, I hope you get one of these women for your Christmas gift, Russian Orthodox Christmas gift. My Russian Orthodox, Ukrainian Orthodox, she's Orthodox. I don't know whether she's Russian Orthodox or she's half-half. She looked like that. Her body looked more like the girl in the sky blue hat. She was taller than me. She had a nice body. Yeah. But anyway, oh, she had a really nice body. But anyway, yeah. But And she was like, she was in Moscow State University, like she was like a sophomore, like 20-year-old. So she was like the height of her beauty. Like everything was like, like everything was hung together, nothing was sagging, like height of her beauty. Yeah, but anyway. Hi, Irina. Yeah, she's probably watching this show from Ukraine. Yeah, but anyway, oh well. Going back to, no, maybe she's in Russia. But yeah, so top 5 COVID-19 cases in the world. United States is number 1 with 21,543,310 cases, 364,735 deaths, 2% death rate. If you're a girl, you definitely have to get married before you're 24. I'm telling you. I mean, your daddy probably lies to you. It's probably like Donald Trump, Oh, you're always beautiful, honey. Guy would like be stupid not to love you. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, because he's your dad. What he's saying is not real. It's not like you want to marry your dad. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be happy in love and romance, I mean, geez, you gotta find the love of your life when you have a body like that, when everything is not sagging, like at age 20, 21, that's when you get married. And that's a smart girl. Number 2, India, and marry a good Christian guy who's not going to divorce. So when your body starts sagging, he will lie to you and tell you how beautiful you are. Because obviously, you could look at yourself in the mirror, you're not beautiful. When you're sagging and fat, but he will lie to you and tell you you're beautiful because, lesser of two evils. He's supposed to make you happy, so he'll lie to make you happy. I mean, life isn't perfect. Yeah. So India is 10,395,278 cases. If you wait to get married until you're 30, you're like an idiot, because you're going to lose 90% of the guys who would have married you had you been 20. Right? I mean, you got to be smart. Like, you got to get the guy you want at 20. Because by the time you're 30, the same you're not going to be able to marry 90% of the guys because everything is sagging by that time. I mean, just look at yourself in the mirror. Things are sagging. I mean, just I mean, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just telling you how guys think. Someone has to tell you because you're not getting the truth anywhere else, right? Your daddy's lying to you, right? Because your daddy's a little girl. He doesn't want to hurt your feelings. Yeah. So India has 10,395,278 cases, 150,336 deaths, 1% death rate. Even if it's 1%, it's you have a lot of cases, you have a lot of deaths. Brazil is number 3 at 7,961,673. I'm like, please, Lord, don't please let me fall in love with one of girls like that, because once you fall in love, sometimes you can't help it. But ideally I marry somebody like that, somebody who looks like that in a bikini. Just give me 10 good years. I mean, most guys think like this. I'm cheese. What do you think guys think? And what do you think how guys talk about? I mean, it's those 10 good years that they enjoyed your body that makes like next 50 years when your body's all sagging worthwhile. Because they remember that you gave him your best years. So they feel guilty. They're like, man, she gave me her beautiful body from 20 to 30. I owe her. That's how guys think. Guys are kind of like that. They owe each other stuff. So if the guy, like, a lot of guys feel guilty. Like if he married you like when you're like 20, 21, and you gave him the best years of your life, especially if he's a Christian, you know, he would feel guilty, you know, he'll be like, man, I enjoyed her body so much for first 20 years, or first 10 years, yeah, 20 years is a little pushing it. You know, I'm going to pleasure her even when she's 40, 50, 60, 70, you know, because I owe her, you know. You know, you can understand how guys think, you know. I mean, geez. I mean, you know, I'm going to tell you the truth because you may die of COVID. I mean, you may die at 30 of COVID. I mean, I want you to be happy, you know, because guys will be genuinely, you know, like guys will have to lie after a while, but, you know, because, you know, that's beautiful. Like sagging body isn't beautiful, you know. When I see Kim Kardashian, I don't think she's beautiful. Like her body's like, I think she's fat. I'll never marry somebody like Kim Kardashian, you know. Well, I mean, if I fall in love, I would, but um, and you know, Kanye can marry a girl like that in a second. Kanye is a happening guy. See, that's why women don't understand. Women like, oh, I'll get divorced, you know. I mean, like Kim Kardashian, like, do people even look at her anymore? Like she's so fat. I mean, like, I mean, I you know, it's like, you know, you're looking at her bathing suit, like, it says chills because it's like she's so fat. Sorry, Kim Kardashian. I don't mean to insult you, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, most of the guys are thinking like that. I mean, what makes Kim Kardashian? Kim Kardashian is Kanye. You know, I mean, you know, if she's Mrs. Kanye West, I mean, you know, nobody thinks she's attractive anymore. You know, she's like fat and old. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I mean, sorry, Kim, but you know, I mean, you know, Kanye, you know, he's a happening dude. There's like millions of girls who look like that who want to marry him. You know, he's not gonna have any problem marrying a girl looking like that. Um, yeah, I mean, you know, uh, I don't know. You know, you know, a lot of people lie to Kim Kardashian because she's like a, you know, I mean, life is too short in COVID-19 America to lie to women. You know, I just like, yeah, you know, if I see a channel with like Kim Kardashian photo, like especially in bikini, I'm like, fast forward, please, no, no, fast forward, fast forward. You know what I'm saying? That's like most of Americans, you know. Um, Sorry to break it to you, Kim, but you know, what can you say? Life is like that, you know. People get old, you know. It's not like, you know, you're gonna be young and beautiful forever. Life is like that, you know. Good luck for men that girls don't care about looks as much. Guys do. Doesn't matter, guys 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. They want a girl who looks like that. You know, just that's how guys are. Yeah. And you know, Brazil is known for their like bikini bodies, right? 7,961,673 cases, 200,498 deaths. Yeah, just because you're Christian, don't think that it's an excuse to get fat. I mean, for God's sake, some Christian women think like, oh, I'm a Christian, so I'm going to be fat. Like, for God's sake, being Christian doesn't like give you a license to be fat. I mean, you know, good Christian men deserve women with bodies like that. Why do you like think like Christian guys don't want bodies like that? I mean, geez, do you think like holiness equals blindness? For God's sake, no. I mean, it doesn't matter how holy you are. You want a girl who looks like that for your wife. I mean, humans are humans, you know. Beauty is a beauty. It's not that you're sinful that you want a woman like that. No, that's beautiful, right? Men want women who are beautiful. Geez, well, can you understand that? I mean, yeah. I'm just telling you the truth. This is how all guys think. 99.9% of the guys. This is how all guys think. They're just gonna lie to you. You know. Russia has 3,297,000 833 cases, 59,628 deaths, 2% death rate. United Kingdom has 2,898,037 cases, 78,632 death, 3% death rate. Hospitalizations overwhelm USA. You know, it's really sad what's happening in America. So many people are dying. It's going to happen every day for 365 days a year. We're going to have thousands of people die in the summer too, because it was like that in the summer 2020. So it's going to be like that in summer 2021. The difference is that, you know, less people are going to die than winter. That's one difference. Second difference is because it's warm outside, you could go and, you know, outside in the beach, as long as you're social distancing, you know, there's no ceiling, you're not indoors. So it's harder to get COVID as long as you're social distancing. Go to the beach, you may not get COVID as long as you're social distancing. Because, you know, people have COVID coming out of the like evaporate and go up. As long as you're not like close. Yeah, so Article 1, Virginia hits more new highs for COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations. So this is Virginia. Yeah, Virginia is in big trouble. Virginia set new 1-day and 7-day records. Yeah, that's this week. For COVID-19 cases Wednesday, as hospitalizations for treatment of the virus hit another high statewide. Winter's just starting. We have like 3 months of winter to go. Virginia's Department of Health reported a record 5,387 new cases of coronavirus on Wednesday, following 4,377 on Tuesday. Wednesday's number marked the 4th day in the past week that the state has exceeded 5,000 new cases, and it brought the state's 7-day average to a new record high of 4,707.9. The average is up 22.5% in the past 2 weeks and 56.7% in the past month. In Northern Virginia, the 7th-day average of new cases stand at 1,097, just below the record of 1,124.4 set in December 12th. It's all happening now. We're going to see so many people die in Arlington County, Alexandria City, City of Falls Church, and Fairfax County, Loudoun County, Prince William County. It's not going to be funny. You're going to have people die, like your relatives, your wife, your children. Children die from COVID. Yeah, this is Northern Virginia. What we can expect in the next weeks to come. But we're not alone. Missouri One's company, and Maryland is like that too. Maryland, second article, Maryland reports new record number of COVID-19 hospitalizations. Maryland is reporting the highest number of people hospitalized due to COVID-19 to date since the pandemic began. As of Wednesday, the Maryland Department of Health reported 91 new hospitalizations for a total of 1,862. 34 more people are in intensive care for a total of 444, which is the highest number of people in intensive care unit, ICU, since June 5th. See, highest number of intensive care unit in Maryland was in June 5th. That summer. Yeah, a lot of people are going to die in Maryland in the summer too. There were 3,146 new cases reported in the past 24 hours for a total of 292,904 and 47 new deaths reported for a total of 5,960. The MDH positivity rate was 9.44%. Sad, but 365 days of 2021 year will be filled with COVID-19 death. I'm predicting we'll have like over 3 million. I'm predicting more like 30 million Americans will die in 2021 from COVID-19. Yeah, because hospitals will be full, nurses are going to die. And when nurses die, more patients will die. You know, so it's an evil cycle. That's why I'm going to do a cheer, because I believe, unfortunately, that 5%, five of the 25 people who graduate from my master's in clinical nurse leader program at Georgetown University are going to die from COVID-19. If all 25 of us work, 20% of us are going to die in nursing. A lot of nurses are going to die. So we're going to cheer, because we have to celebrate our victories, right? Even though we expect defeats. CNL 2020, yay! We graduated from Georgetown University in 2020. Even if we die from COVID-19 in 2021, yay! Yeah, so yeah, I hope nobody dies, but then I hope that you know, Loeffner and Perdue become senator without stimulus checks. You know that wasn't going to happen. Yeah. You know, there's some things just don't happen, you know? I mean, yeah, cows do fly somewhere in the world, but you're not going to see it. Because miracles do happen. God can make cows fly, but you're just not going to see that. You know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Number 3, North Carolina reports another single day high in COVID-19 hospitalizations, percent positives. Do you get the point? Do you get the point? This is what's going on in all 50 states. Do you see why 10,000 Americans will die every day in January at some point? Do you see why? Because more hospitalization means more death. It is inevitable. You know, this is what I mean. I'm Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century. And I'm almost always right. You know, that's the curse and blessing of being a Leonardo da Vinci of 21st century. Liberal media, they're like first graders. Oh yeah, you get vaccine, everything's gonna be okay. Life is a Disneyland. Liberal media is so stupid. We're liberal media. They're so stupid, you know? This is why I never joined the Democratic Party. Filled with idiots like, oh, we're in this thing together. Oh, we're first graders, you know? Life isn't that simple, people. Yeah. North Carolina reports another single day high in COVID-19 hospitalizations, percent positives. Oh, we're just going to create a bunch of laws and everybody's going to follow it. Oh, yeah. Oh, we are liberal media. Oh, we're stupid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so yeah, North Carolina. Didn't your mother tell you not to go into Capitol Hill without permission? Didn't your mama tell you that? North Carolina, health officials are once again reporting a new high in COVID-19 hospitalizations and percent positive test results. On Wednesday, 3,893 people were reported to be hospitalized by the virus. Officials reported 6,952 new cases of the virus on January 6th, bringing the total number across the state to 582,348 since March. An addition of 80 deaths has brought the count up to 7,076. As of Wednesday, 7,191,700 tests have been completed in the state. The percent of positive tests reported was 17.8%, another record high. Yeah. Yeah, it's sad. A lot of Americans are going to die in North Carolina. A lot of Americans are going to die in Maryland. A lot of Americans are going to die in Virginia. It's a very sad month. It's a very sad year. Year 2021 is going to be filled with a lot of death. Obviously, I don't want any American to die. I'm running for U.S. Congress to prevent COVID-19 death as much as we can. Right now, 0 people are dying in China per day from COVID-19 because they had strict quarantine. Quarantine works, you know. Um, but unfortunately, our governors were too chicken to quarantine. And that's why they're not real leaders. You know, if you're going to save your state residents, you have to do what you need to do to save your residents. You have to lock the state down. Um, you know, but if you're not going to do that, you're going to have people die. This is a global pandemic. It's not a joke. But then liberal media think they're like first graders. Oh yeah, vaccine's going to solve everything. Ah, yeah. You know, liberal media is so stupid. Oh, we're liberal media. We think like first graders. Um, yeah, even first graders are not that dumb, you know. I mean, have you seen first graders play? I mean, as you know, I'm an elementary school teacher, so I know how first graders talk to each other. They're pretty smart, you know. Definitely smarter than liberal media. We're all in this thing together. All of us are in this thing together. How you tell that to first graders? They don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that liberal progressives are dominating in liberal media. That's why we're in the mess that we are, you know, because they're thinking like first graders, you know. You think America would be in this mess if we actually had media that told the truth? Yeah, I'm just giving you some seconds to think. Your screen did not freeze. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a reason why the situation is so bad in America because liberal media keeps saying vaccine will work. That shows you how fake they are. You know, I mean, geez, how stupid do you have to be to believe that vaccine will block out all COVID-19 mutations, thousands of them? You know what I'm saying? I mean, there isn't a nurse who are that stupid. You know, Santa Claus does exist. Yeah, all vaccines will cure everything you have. Yeah, we're liberal media. Santa Claus exists. And COVID-19 is like, you want to bet? You want to bet your vaccine's gonna block out everything? You want to bet? Watch COVID come by in its mutated form, infect you and kill you. Yeah, we are COVID-19. We are COVID. You know, yeah, everybody likes the image of Santa Claus with nice Rudolph. You know, it's a beautiful world after all. You know, you go to Disneyland, you know that, right? It's a beautiful world after all. You know, I can't sing it. You know that ride? I love that ride. It's such a happy ride. It's a ride that you want to ride with a beautiful wife who looks like one of the women, that I showed you. um, you know that 100% of the women can have body like that, you know? Um, that's the beauty of what is possible in this world. You know, we can make this world into a paradise. You know that song? Um, Heaven on Earth. You know, I mean, the guys who marry a girl with that kind of body, you know, having sex with her, it's like heaven on earth. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. Why can't you give your husband a heaven on earth? I mean, geez, you know, uh, you pleasure him with your heavenly body, and he's like beholden to you. He owes you for life. Yeah, I mean, everybody's happy. Let's create a situation where everybody's happy. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. Hey, if you want to keep living in a lie that Jesus wasn't born in a manger, in a lie that vaccines will block out all COVID, yeah, go on living in that lie. Yeah, guys married for personality. You want to live in that kind of lie? Yeah, go on believing in that lie. Hey, you're destined to unhappiness because you don't want to believe in the truth. Hey, you live in your fake world and your fake life and devoid of happiness. Yeah, continue to live in a life like that. But if you want to live in a happy life, you know, Kim Kardashian, if you want to live in a happy life, you gotta make that marriage work. Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah, I'm not trying to be mean to. I think Kim Kardashian is a nice woman. It's just she's an older woman, and she's no longer very attractive. But she's a nice woman. She was attractive when she was young. She was really pretty. But beauty doesn't last forever. Yeah. But Kanye seems like a nice guy. A good Christian man who's I mean, you could share happiness forever with together. You know, you gotta be smart. Kanye can marry a woman, beautiful woman, with a drop of a hat. People like Kanye. He's a likable guy. Um, I like Kanye. Hey, Kanye, you're probably watching this show. Everyone watches this show. Yeah, stay strong in Christ. you know, uh, don't lose faith. You gotta faith in God. Um, yeah. But anyway, just a little encouragement, Kanye. I'm your friend. I care about you. So yeah, I know you're hurting, Kanye. Just don't seek temptations of the world. Just hold fast to Jesus. This times like this, you have to be strong, Kanye. Um, yeah. So yeah, shout out to Kanye. Um, I mean, all Christians out there who are married, who are, in difficult situation like Kanye, I give you a shout out. I feel your pain, I feel your pain. Um, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to bring you truth. You know what? I'm going to, life is too short. You may die. I mean, Kim Kardashian may die of COVID. She's not like thin or anything. So she gets COVID, she may die like, within days. I'm just saying, I'm not saying I want you to die. I want you to live to be 100, Kim Kardashian. But I'm just saying a lot of people are getting COVID. If you're overweight, chance of dying is really high. Um, I mean, do you want to go die getting divorced? Jesus hates divorce. In the Gospels, Jesus said you should not get divorced. I mean, I mean, so I don't know if Kim Kardashian is a Christian, but if she is, she shouldn't get divorced. That's Jesus hates divorce. Yeah, I mean, when you die, I mean, you may die of COVID. You want to go meet Jesus, divorced? Jesus hates divorce. Um, yeah. So yeah. But anyway, I mean, and they're such a cute couple. Kim Kardashian and Kanye. They're such a great couple, power couple. They're like better together. Um, I mean, certainly for Kim. But also for Kanye, I think Kim makes Kanye a better man. I think they're a good match. So hopefully they stick together. Um, yeah. So yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so much fake in the world, like the media. Oh, vaccine's gonna work. Everybody's gonna like survive because of the vaccine. How fake do you have to be to believe that? I mean, geez. They think like 330 million Americans are like first graders. You know what I'm saying? Santa Claus does exist. This show is for like adults over 18. So, you know, we could talk about Santa Claus. Uh, yeah. But anyway, um, yeah. So I'm gonna keep bringing you the truth. You have enough lies in the world, like CNN. See, no, no. I don't know. How would I see no, no? um, yeah. Yeah. So I'll bring you more truth tomorrow. Obviously, you're not going to survive COVID-19 with lies. You know, if you get a vaccine and you think like you're immune to vaccine and you start walking around acting like you're immune, you're probably going to get COVID and die. You know what I'm saying? That's the danger of lies. Yeah, if you get vaccinated, you gotta do exactly what you've been doing before vaccination. There are a lot of COVID mutants out there. Any one of them can infect you, even if you're vaccinated. So you have to do exactly what you did before vaccination. If you change your routine, don't be surprised if you get infected and die. Yeah. See, I tell you the truth. I'm not like liberal media like CNN. See, no. Who are gonna lie to you and jeopardize your life. No, I'm gonna tell you the truth so that you survive COVID. Yeah. Because I want you to survive. I created this show on April 2nd. You know how many months ago is that? To save you and your children's life from COVID. So that's my goal. You know? See no. CNN. See no. Yeah. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. It's the Daily Show. And you definitely need to watch this show because there's just too many lies and see no, CNN. So I hope you will be well and that your family will be well too. See you tomorrow. Bye.